generals in and out of the White House in the past 30 days. Focus on Flynn, background and potential role. Military intelligence, what's his role? What is a common denominator in terms of military backgrounds close to POTUS? Why did Soros transfer the bulk of his public funds to a NPO? I explained that. Why is this relevant? Who owes a lot to very bad actors? How can she, that's Hillary, how can she repay as payment was made under promise of victory, meaning this, all the money coming in the Clinton Foundation, hundreds of millions, billions, because she was selling access to the White House and she lost. What cash payments occurred by Barack Obama during the last 90 of his presidency to foreign states and organizations? We know what he did. He sent hundreds of billions of dollars in cash on airplanes, pallets of cash over to Iran, over to other countries, paying people back because they took a lot of money from them because they were going to be part of the access to taking down the country. Guess what? They lost. What slush fund did AG Sessions through Department of Justice put an end to? I forget the name of that fund now. It was a massive slush fund. All these scumbags tapped into it for all the reasons they needed. How does Soros, Obama, Clinton, Holder, Lynch, etc., all net many millions of dollars normally within a single tax year? What was negotiated on the tarmac between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch? That she was the attorney general, and it was that she does not prosecute Hillary. That was the deal. And she would get a slot to be a Supreme Court justice. Otherwise, she'd just kill her. It didn't really matter. That's what they do. Remember, it was expected HRC was going to win during this time period. What if the wizards and warlocks tipped off a local reporter as to the supposed unscheduled stop, which we know that happened? Who's wizards and warlocks? Military intelligence. What if the NSA, under the personal direction from Admiral Rogers, had this meeting miscategorized and logged under a false identity to prevent bad actors from locating, while also verifying to said players all was clear, no logs, they faked them out? What really happened when the wizards and warlocks revealed what they had? Was Comey forced into the spotlight shortly thereafter? Not by choice. Hell yeah, he was. Right before the election, no doubt, which would cast suspicion. These are crumbs, and you cannot imagine the full and complete picture. If Trump failed, if we failed, and HRC assumed control, we as patriots were prepared to do the unthinkable. This was leaked internally and kept the delegate recount scam from Barack Obama from declaring fraud. Dig deeper, missing critical points to paint the full picture. There is simply no other way than to use the military. Let me repeat this. That's why people freak out. There is simply no other way than to use the military. It's that corrupt and dirty. Please be safe and pray for those in harm's way as they continually protect and serve our great country. The point here is this. The U.S. military was prepared to overthrow the United States government. It didn't matter who was in power. The criminal George W. Bush, if Romney got in there, another scumbag criminal, Hillary, all of them, they're all the same. Barack Obama, it is that corrupt that they were prepared to constitutionally overthrow the government. They didn't want to do it that way. They had two options. That was number one. That was plan B. Number two, that was plan B. Number one was that they had someone like Trump that could run for the presidency, be on their side, on their team, and then use the full power of the executive branch to turn the military loose with unlimited funds to rebuild the military, put this on war footing for the world, and also be able to capture operations that are happening all over the world to destroy humanity. They needed that much power. I was pissed when he signed that $2 trillion package, right? But he signed it. That's what he needed to do to rebuild this military again, because we were sitting ducks. They destroyed it. Chinese were manufacturing all the parts for our fighter jets. How insane is that? And they actually had back end controls to get into these jets, these Raptors, all these fighters, they are able to just go in here, boom, crash them all. Chinese, all the access for military intelligence secrets and military weapons were sold to China by guys like McCain, Dianne Feinstein, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the whole cast of characters. Not the whole server that Hillary had. That server that she had in her closet, in her house, with classified information, military information, was on there. And the Chinese, the CCP, had the passwords to get into those accounts to see what. That's how they were moving this shit into their hands. No couriers, no emails, no whatever. They had access to a server. This is the gravity of the crime of these people. That's why putting them in Gitmo or hanging them is too easy. They need like a potato peeler and just take their skin off of them like for days at a time in front of the whole world so we could see it all. I was going to say I shouldn't have said that, but you're damn right I should have said it. Anyways, we're on to number 37. I'm not sure how much time we're into this now. They are the true patriots. Now we're talking about our heroes in the military. They are the true patriots. We will never forget. Let these coming days be remembered in our history as the time we fought to recapture the republic from those evil, bad actors who for so long have sacrificed the good people of this land for their own personal gain. Fight the good fight. Let justice be served. Number 38, 4 carriers and escorts in the Pacific. Why is this relevant? And now this is November 2nd, 2017. To prevent other state actors from attempting to harm us during this transition, Russia/China, or conversely, all for North Korea, or all three. Think logically about the timing of everything happening. Note increased military movement. Note National Guard deployment starting tomorrow. Note false flags. Follow Huma. That's Huma Abedin. Prepare messages of reassurance based on what was dropped here to spread on different platforms. The calm before the storm. They're telling us to make sure we get this information out to people who don't know what's going on back when that time was. Number 39, November 2. This is 2:14 a.m. Would it blow your mind if I told you that Barack Obama has been to North Korea and is perhaps there now? Why did his administration do little to slow their nuclear and missile capabilities? Because the clowns in America were there perpetuating that nuclear arsenal to try to kick off a massive war, nuclear, so they could thin the herd. Who feeds North Korea with strategic intel? Iran? That's a statement. That's a question mark, but it's a statement to us. What deal was done with Iran under Barack Obama? We know what that deal was, the whole nuclear bullshit deal. Why was the deal sealed under a top secret classification? Why wasn't Congress notified? Why, after Barack Obama left office, all of a sudden North Korea has nukes and the tech to miniaturize for payload delivery within the US? Because they gave it to them. What about NSA, CIA, DI, etc., all confirming tech won't be in place for 5+ years? Statements made during 2016. Why is all this relevant and what does it tell you? Big picture is rare. The next drop, number 40, November 2, 2:18 a.m. It says 4, 10, 20, and it says underneath that A, B, C, D, E, etc. They're dropping a code. People didn't understand this at first. Now they did. Then they realized, holy crap, DJT. Number 41, what a coincidence. The mountain that housed North Korea's nuclear weapons and testing collapsed. Didn't collapse, they took it out. Unbelievable timing. I wonder if critically important materials, as well as scientists, AKA the bomb makers, were inside when it happened. They were. Shocking. No global news agency suspects we had nothing to do with it. Enjoy the crumbs. Number 42, we serve at the pleasure of the president. DJT. Number 43, these crumbs are not meant to scare anyone, but merely to inform. Resistance will be dealt with swiftly. The core focus is removing entrenched and fortified bad actors within our federal government, past and present, as well as others. Simply be diligent. Phone numbers will be provided if you witness an uprising or other domestic violence, in addition to 911. Any military scene is for your protection, as well as to demonstrate our resolve. Watch for confirmations tomorrow. Now, this was in November 2, 2017. There are 2 and 4 year and probably 6 year deltas on these drops. Were these things that were going on right then at that point? Obviously not. We didn't see military pouring into the streets. So they're dropping this information for our future comfort to know what's happening when it starts. Before POTUS departs on Friday, he will be sending an important message via Twitter. God bless. Now, again, we'll see where that goes because we know where he is on Twitter. He's not. Number 45, follow Huma. What just broke with Huma? What did HRC instruct Huma to do regarding classified markings? Why is this story just coming out now? What relevance does it have? Why is Donna running for cover? That's Donna Brazil resigning because she did the shit she did, passing off questions to Hillary Clinton for the debates. What was a deal granted in exchange for something? Good question. That must mean there was. Who made the deal? Maybe Huma cut a deal to keep her head on her shoulders to throw Hillary under the bus. Do we care about Donna or those who